Well, the rains also led to flash flooding in Willard and sent a wall of mud into yards and even some homes.
News Specialist Lauren Steinbrecher live for us tonight at one of those homes. And Lauren, sounds like a mess.
Mike and Deanie, yeah, a real mess. After hours of cleanup, there is still so much mud. You can see how high it is piled up. There are people still inside here trying to clean out that basement. People tell me they heard a roar of water and then it all just came down at once.
Oh, there's a shovel over here, Ben.
Yard work wasn't on the to-do list today, but these neighbors will tell you neither was a flood.
Then she's like, oh, I think our garage is going to flood. I'm like, yeah, right. It never does that.
An intense rainstorm that hit the hillside too fast to soak in, quickly turning into a river of mud, charging straight towards several homes.
Now Mike's he's got to be completely flooded down there.
Including Mike Wetzel's.
And we just watched it come right straight across the street, over the curb and right in the yard, and filled it full of about a foot of mud.
His yard is destroyed. Just up from him, the hardest hit house belongs to the Browns.
I was scared. I've never seen this. I've never seen anything like this.
Danielle's basement is damaged. The yard she's built up over 18 years, dismantled in minutes.
There was nothing anybody could do. It was just flowing so fast. I mean, if you would have walked in it, it probably would have swept you right off your feet.
She's not sure what to do now, but she knows she has help all around her.
Oh, I have wonderful neighbors.
Neighbors with a new to-do list. Be there for each other, cleaning up after the storm.
What you see here is happening all over this town right now.
I had people in my driveway helping me before I realized I even needed help. Pleasant surprises after unpleasant surprises.
Yeah, now there is a culvert that's supposed to take all the water that washed down here, but one neighbor tells me that the city recently redid a road and took out a berm, so they're kind of questioning what happened with that it didn't stop the floodwater, as they also wonder what cleanup of everything is going to look like. Everyone who attended the Bees game tonight got one of these little toy wooden cars. It's from Tiny Tim's Toy Foundation. Now, the volunteers here are remembering Tiny Tim's biggest volunteer.
The night at the ballpark tonight includes...
Would you or anyone in your family want a free car?
A free car. Well, a toy one.
Here you go.
Cool. That's awesome.
We
can take one.
Yeah?
Julie Merrill is one of the people handing them out for a good cause.
From Tiny Tim's Toy Factory. We're all volunteers with them, and we just make these and donate them.
She also helps make these cars, which are sent to kids all over the world. Here to do the work.
He really dove into this place.
Her dad, Niall Thacker, used to do every day for years.
I can't even count how many people have come up to me and just given me big hugs and cried since he left us.
In early December, as Niall drove a load of 1,000 Tiny Tim's cars to hospitals around the valley,
A Dodge pickup truck came down the off-ramp at very high speeds, around 90 miles an hour.
Niall was hit as he sat stopped at the stoplight.
There was no chance of survival.
Julie would later find out police suspected the driver who hit and killed her father was under the influence, but charges in Niall's death weren't filed until late April. The driver wasn't in jail until early May.
It's a hard thing for anyone to have to face. It was preventable, you know. This type of thing is so preventable.
As the family waits for justice while spreading a message against drinking and driving, volunteers continue building cars. Though
There's something missing.
with an empty hole in the Tiny Tim family.
Niall is one of those heroes that wore his cape backwards in the form of a work apron all the time.
Doing what they can now to remember,
He's just greatly missed.
to keep bringing smiles to kids' faces,
Yeah, you're welcome.
just like Niall did.
This was such an incredible night for everybody who came out here. The theme was A Night in Hollywood, and it all started from one student's idea to make everyone feel welcome.
Yes, Hollywood is a theme.
And then on these, we can put it on each side of the stairs.
Securing everything in place.
They like that, and then one for yours.
Perfecting every detail for a big night.
It's a dream come true. It's exciting. Emotions are everywhere. Yeah, just take that down.
Springville High's Latinos in Action class planned this prom.
And then we started working on it since January.
But not for themselves.
Their prom dance that they do every year got canceled.
Yaretsi Garcia came up with the idea to roll out a red carpet,
To make them feel more special.
and give the Hollywood treatment to teens and young adults with special needs.
Thank you.
With everyone dressed in their best. Feeling like movie stars. Arriving at a VIP event.
I was like walking like this. I was like, hi, everybody.
Yaretsi actually knew she wanted to do this last year after what she experienced at her own prom.
There were some kids with special needs that were there. Some kids decided to record them and post them online, make fun of them. So for me, it was very, it melted my heart in a bad way.
Then when she found out the United Angels Foundation annual prom couldn't happen this year, it became the perfect project for Latinos in Action.
They need to be validated. They need to be seen.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
On a big night, a safe space, free of judgment, free to dance.
Just like any other teenager, they deserve their prom.
Everything that makes a perfect prom.
I hope they feel happiness. I hope this makes their whole entire year.
Drawing in the whole neighborhood.
The faces, the trees,
yeah,
and
the faces.
Yeah, the faces.
A holiday display
Yeah, this is big. This is a big deal to me.
that Brandy Eaton and her husband spent hours and hours on, stringing thousands of lights.
So that tree alone has 6,400 light bulbs on it.
Wow.
Alone, just that one.
That's commitment.
Knowing their commitment doesn't compare to the dedication
I have a father who was in the Air Force.
of the people they're honoring.
These veterans, they don't get the recognition I think they deserve.
Brandy wanted to do something special for a holiday usually only celebrated one day of the year,
I want to unite us. We're also divided.
bringing together community members like Tina McCafferty,
But then when I saw this, I'm like, oh my gosh, my kids need to see this.
who is here a second time, thinking of the veterans she knows.
I have someone that I've talked to, he's a Marine. He stepped on an IED and lost both of his legs and his vision. And he said I would do it again. I am so grateful for those, for those men and women that put their lives on the line for us.
From stories of war and sacrifice, here a moment to reflect,
I think it's fabulous, and it makes me cry every time I watch it.
a moment to appreciate,
Because my husband was a veteran, and it just means everything. We owe them such a debt.
a moment to pay tribute to the veterans in our own lives on a holiday deserving
Want to honor them. Let them know that they're appreciated.
of a special display.
As the sign says, thank you, veterans. We all know somebody in our own lives to thank this weekend. And if you want to come out here with them to see this light display, it's very easy to remember. It's on Admiral Drive here in Riverton. Just look it up. Come out here. You can't miss this house. As you can imagine, this is especially tough for them watching this play out. And these families express at the end of the day, they only hope that their kids are just seen as kids.
Would that look better?
Some things are just part of who we are. For Kaylee Nielsen,
I've always been an artistic person.
she can't quite explain it.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know where this ability came from.
She just knows
Especially with, since I'm a trans girl.
who she is.
I didn't choose to become trans. No one ever chooses to become trans.
But she and Kaylee's mom, Becky,
It's really scary as a mom.
don't know why Kaylee's identity has been such a focus the last few weeks. First, the legislature passing the transgender bathroom bill.
What am I supposed to do about this? I basically just got one of my human rights taken away.
Then the alleged bullying of a student's gender identity by State Board of Education member Natalie Klein.
It's disheartening for me to see people who are so uneducated have such a large platform.
Disheartening for 15-year-old Raymond Zimsky and mom Valerie.
I mean, it's been hard.
you know? I hope they don't, like, hate me, but I can't really change people's minds.
It seems like the only choice for them is to watch it all unfold.
I think that people should be allowed to be who they are and not have to be afraid of, like, having somebody call the cops on them just for being in the bathroom.
Valerie just wants her son to be able to live authentically.
Seeing Ray grow into, you know, who he is and being able to be comfortable with himself and work towards that has just been really great.
Hoping others can embrace these kids and the things that make them
This is her specialty. We call it Kaylee Chicken.
who they are.
I'm just a girl. I'm a normal teenage girl. I'm a normal kid.
Now, both teens and parents express that one thing that gives them hope is seeing everybody who has come to support them, the allies who have come to advocate for them. That is something that has made a huge difference.